Campbell River wakes up, we need energy. Campbell River households use about $16 million worth of electricity and $8 million for fuels to heat and power our homes every year. Sounds huge? It is. But do we really need all that much energy? To find ways to save energy around our homes, the City of Campbell River partnered up with BC Hydro to create the Campbell River Home Energy Video Challenge. The ingredients? 5 families, 5 iPads, and $1,500 worth of energy improvements as the grand prize for the winning family for the month-long competition. Here, the Lobes, who sold their car already a year ago, are a very competitive family. The Kleins, with their older, solid but little drafty house that came to town on a barge. The Millwards and their cute boys who are enjoying their big new home. The Bellwood Bayans, the youngest couple in the mix. And finally, the Seldons, who would move to Campbell River all the way from South Africa.
The goal of the City of Campbell River and BC Hydro's Energy Challenge was to create awareness about energy conservation in the community and to kind of create a buzz around energy conservation. And it's also a way to show that energy conservation doesn't have to be something boring. It can be a lot of fun.
And we are here on our last week, it's the last day of the competition.
Just start, but you can save energy.
I'd say the low light was having cold showers all this week, and we actually turned off the breaker for the hot water tank.
And while a lot of fun and play was involved, some families took quite extreme measures to become an energy champion. The range of ideas was enormous. From simply avoiding electricity use to energy-saving renovations to building bike blenders, sun ovens, and showers from scratch. Nothing was left untried. Energy pirates got captured, songs written, and sketches recorded on the iPads.
Since we're in the energy challenge, we decided to brush our teeth by candlelight.
So you think, why did you think we've got a chance of winning?
I think we've got a big chance if the amount you save counts, because we are very wasteful. This household is very wasteful of electricity, so maybe we're going to win if that's one of the criteria.
I definitely feel good about the house. I felt good when I bought it, so hopefully I don't get too surprised. It's relatively new.
Well, I think it's a comfortable house to live in, but I have never really thought about the energy efficiency of it until this year.
So I think what we hope to achieve doing this challenge is just to make people more aware that even if you're a 24-year-old first-time home buyer, you can still be energy efficient, even if you don't have much money and you live in a little 740 square foot house. And
to get the family started in the right direction, every house got inspected for its energy efficiency by professional auditor Zach Cross.
We'll be in and around for a couple hours and exploring the house to figure out where the heat loss is. Basically, I'm getting ready to do an air leakage test on the house, so I've got to set up my blower door.
From crawl space to roof, houses can leak air in many ways. Zach tries to make them visible.
Yeah, basically now that we have everything set up, it's time to start the fan, so we get all the air sucking out of the house, so that it would be similar to 50 or 60 kilometer an hour winds pressing on the outside of the house.
Right next to our sliding glass door where the two doors come together, there's a decent draft blowing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
As you can see,
So that's a common leak area, especially in houses of this age.
I felt wind going through.
This is a fireplace that has been capped, so they even with the cap out at the top of the flue outside the house, there's this much air that's moving through the fireplace. You could say that it's one of the worst ways to heat a house is with an open fireplace. It's a 4-foot high ventilated crawl space that has insulation on the perimeter. There's no thermal barrier that separates the floor above it from this crawl space down here, which essentially in a nutshell means that this is heated space. It's the way that it's insulated. You got a massive opening that is almost like a stairwell to a basement. More of an argument to work towards trying to close off those vents and view the crawl space as an interior part of the house rather than something you're trying to isolate from the house.
It's pretty impressive. The changes are dramatic. Instantly you see results, and you're blind to see little things, but at the same time it's peace of mind to know that they're minor changes so far.
Time for Zach and Avi to check in with the Klein family and to have a thorough look at their older house.
This is the outside barrier to the house. This is interior, and then all we have is a little bit of R12, old R12 between here and there. But bigger than that is that there is no barrier stopping airflow.
Oh, okay.
Guess right now, before we even start, that this is going to be an area that that you guys will definitely be able to see some huge gains in.
Yeah.
Zach told us that the chimney was a bit leaky. So I'm going to go upstairs and fiddle around on the roof and see if we can get a better seal over the chimneys. It wasn't sealed as well as we thought. I know there's stuff stuffed in from the inside as well. I still got to get inside and stick my head up the chimney.
This little box became a real hit with all the families. We believe what we see, and this little display is really good at that. It shows and records the momentary energy consumption in the house.
We can tell right now that our fridge just came on because it's up at 257. So that means that our refrigerator just started running. And so then it jumps up, and we kind of keep it with us, and we can keep track of our energy use at any time. So it's kind of just fun, hey, to see.
And if we come here in front of the dryer and we turn it on, because this is one of the big energy hogs in the house, we'll get this fired up. And we'll see that relatively quickly that this will kick in and show us exactly how much per hour the dryer is costing them as it's running. So we should see the jump from 2 cents to as high as, there we go, up to 60 cents an hour.
So they actually have this bar here that has the 3-prong input. So here we go.
Show them what we got. 0.063 turns into 0.0000.
Boom!
Zilch, baby.
Whenever we leave for the day to work, we just switch it off, and it's not that hard. I think everyone should have one.
I think they should install one in every house they make. Like every new house that they're building, they should just put one right in, because pretty much just, it makes you think, and that's kind of what the whole idea of this is. So energy monitor is the way of the future.
Kid power! Mom, power pirates live here.
Oh my goodness, what have they been doing?
They bake too long, cut down our trees, and waste energy.
They waste energy? How do they do that?
They turn on the TV, plug in stuff, and...
Can you put your shirt down?
We have power pirates living in our house, so we're trying to catch them. And
That's how we keep our 3-year-old and 2-year-old involved in the challenge itself.
There's some power pirates in our house. So I think I saw one in Everett's room. Find out where the power pirate...
Whoa, he turned on the lights!
He left a light on? Do you find him? Catch him! Show him to me. Let's see that little guy. Oh, bad guy.
Why shouldn't I let you walk the plank, power pirate?
Well, you know what? It's not every day that a 3-year-old comes into my house and tells me to turn off my night light. So now I don't put my night light on, only at nighttime, just so I can see. I don't have my lights on anymore. What do you think of that? Do you think that that will make me not walk the plank? Oh, good.
While the competition was heating up, the families tried to stay on the cooler side of things.
Okay, one of the challenges this week has been the colder temperature in the house. So keeping it down to 17 degrees makes for a chilly day, and it's hard to get out of bed in the morning.
So we're into day 7 of the energy challenge, and this is the first day we've probably been a little bit kind of uncomfortable. Hey? What do you think? Yeah?
I did actually do some research online and discovered that that the inside of an igloo is between -7 and 16 degrees Celsius. So we are in the igloo zone in this house. So Granny, do you have any survival tips for people who might want to run a cold house?
Put on 23 layers: socks, shoes, stockings, underwear, skiing underwear, jackets, coats, jerseys. as many layers as you can manage to stuff in.
Saving hot water means saving a lot of energy, a potential that the families addressed in very different ways.
The Seldons showered for 15 minutes, 15 minutes, 15 minutes. The Seldons shower for 15 minutes all day long.
So we'll give her another 3 minutes.
I think we have quite a big problem with showering. We use much too much water showering and we're in there for too long. I'm pretty sure it's been double the time we're supposed to be in there, Cleo.
Clear!
While the Seldons method doesn't seem very popular, the Lobes take a different approach.
Here I am, shower coach. Got my timer. Who's in first?
Me!
Okay, timer starts as soon as the water starts.
Okay.
In you go.
Their kids get clean in record time.
3 minutes, 26 seconds.
Checkers, what are you doing right now, buddy?
This is my suggestion for you guys to up your game.
What are you doing?
Instead of showering, you could just preen yourself like I do.
What do you mean?
I just lick my fur and then I put my hand over my head like this. And you know that Loeb family, they have that sock song, and I saw the Power Pirates. They were awesome. Those kids are so cute. You guys need to step up your game.
Okay, so you're trying to show us like how to shower without using the shower. Is that what you're doing right now?
Exactly. You guys could take some notes from me.
Packing. Chessman, what the hell are you doing there? What are you getting? No, just close the door and think about it first.
Energy concerns us all, and the theme spurred a lot of dialogue between friends, neighbors, families, old and young.
Gigi, did you have power when you were a little baby and a boy?
Did we have power? No electricity.
But how did you wash your clothes?
My mother used to put a big pot on the stove, boil the water, and that's how we got hot water.
And dinner. So we are headed actually to the Klein's house. Paul Klein I've known since I was a child, and ever since this challenge started, he has been making threats to come over and plug in a whole bunch of things to our outside electrical outlets. And last night we were at the Earth Week Film Festival, and he made further threats. So that's it, we've got a whole basket of things we're going to plug in. We've got Christmas lights, we've got a food processor, we've got a alarm clock, and we're going to go out in the dark of night and plug everything in at the Klein's house. There's our getaway driver.
Look out! Here he comes!
Driving towards the Klein's house. It's very, very late at night. It's okay.
Here we go. Ready?
Get set.
Behind the car once I start this.
Go.
What's going on out here? Who is that? Oh, is that you?
No, run, guys,
is that you, pesky Lobes?
Run!
Look at you!
So guys, do we have a plan? Are we gonna retaliate, or what are we gonna do? We're gonna let them get away with this?
No, we are not, and we are going to plug something into there. And we're going to plug in 10 things.
We're gonna spread a little Christmas cheer. Are we excited? Are we ready to go? And the kids are going crazy. Is it fun?
Yeah!
Yeah. We got even, hey? No?
All right, here we are at the Klein's Beach. We have put our differences aside and we're having our reconciliation beach fire hot dog roast. So we're here to congratulate each other on a job well done, and we are friends again. Competition's over. So we're gonna finish the game. Yeah.
Good game.
Goodbye.
TJ's Power Down rap was not only admired, but also raised the bar for the other families. Certainly a big trump in the competition.
Power down, power down. Get out the house, ride a bike, go to the lake, take a hike, walk the dog, play some ball, have a fire, fly a kite, enjoy life. You should start it today, cause life's too short to delay. Okay, get a stick and a ball, go outside and play some hockey. Go out for dinner, have some chicken teriyaki. Whoa now, let me slow the flow down. Turn off the heat and watch my hydro bill go. People People coming at me ask me what I call this song. Power down, baby, and the message is strong. Whoa now, let me slow the flow down. Turn off the lights and watch your hydro bill slow. Nod your head, rock your body to the beat. Throw your hands in the air and save that energy. I'm changing bad habits that just can't happen and raising the bar to the pinnacle peak of energy efficiency. Power down, power down.
With Zach's advice in hand, some families went immediately to work. Many improvements can actually be done by yourself very effectively.
And basically just reinforce some of the insulation that was in there with a basic spray foam that came on a larger scale with a nozzle and hose. And sprayed any little crack that I could find and gap, and then as you see the poly on the ground there, that will eventually be tacked up to the wall and spray foamed as well to create a super duper seal.
But this house is on a concrete foundation that has 3 large holes in it that were originally used for ventilation. And then there's no insulation inside, so there's none in the floor and there's none against the perimeter wall of the crawl space. So the heat loss that's happening through the floor of this house is quite large. For a crawl space like this, you'd probably be talking about $500 or less that you'd invest in upgrading the insulation here, whether it be in the floor or on the perimeter wall.
There were drafts entering, and then when we checked, there's like the airflow or whatever, and we put the sucker things on. So what we did is we took like saran wrap basically, and we wrapped the windows in that.
My little superhero power smart. Here is my candle, here is my heart. When I see the TV on, hear my remark. Stop wasting energy and let's go to the park. Poor Daddy, poor.
While saving energy often means changing behavior, sometimes some smart planning is all that is needed.
Throwing laundry in last night and then leaving it in the washing machine and putting it out today before I left for work wasn't that difficult. I hung out my clothes at 7:15. They're almost dry and it's about lunchtime. And I also threw in another load of laundry and it got washed, so I just hung that out as well on my lunch break. So now I've done 2 loads of laundry on a normal work day, whereas before I would have thought there's no way I can get that done hanging on the line. I don't have time for that.
Changing incandescent light bulbs to fluorescent or LED lamps saves 90 watt per hour in the bathroom and 80 watt per hour in the kitchen. That's about $1 per month. Turning off the 750 watt baseboard heater in the bathroom when it's not needed saves even $5 to $10 every month. The Seldon's Granny Jill from South Africa brought not only the international flair to the challenge, but also a lot of very concrete tips.
Saving tips. Number 1, the dishwasher that goes on every single day must go on light wash, not on heavy wash if there are no pots in. Saves 40 minutes, 1/3 of the time.
Does it?
1/3 of the time if you put on light wash. And the other thing is, children are going to have to start putting their clothes in, hanging their clothes up if they've worn them once and they're not dirty, because the dryer and the washing machine take a lot of power. So, and we have huge loads of washing every day. And if that can be reduced, it would make a big difference. And the kettle, just so that they're aware, boil only what you need now, because it costs 15 cents per hour for the kettle.
Other measures may not become very popular, although they are very simple to do.
As part of the energy challenge, we have decided never to wash our socks again. Wearing black socks helps it a lot to save energy. Black socks, they never get dirty. The longer you wear them, the blacker they get. Sometimes I think I should wash them, but something inside me says no, no, not yet. Not yet, not yet.
What do you do without an electric stove? Well, the Lobes have a pretty cool solution.
We are saving energy by cooking supper in the solar oven and also cooking dessert in the solar oven.
Inspired by a friend that works in Africa and a plan from the BC Hydropower Smart website, the Lobes built this solar oven. And the solar cooker does indeed work even in Campbell River. After only 20 minutes, the cookies are perfect and get eaten straight away.
10 out of 10.
Screws.
The Lobes certainly had fun with building alternative appliances and also built this bike blender by modifying a broken old electric blender that makes beautiful smoothies
So-
without any electricity.
Slave labor, yes. If you have a 10-year-old, you can do this.
The weekly review of the energy consumption revealed the amazing savings that the families were able to achieve.
1 week left, and here is our energy total for this week. According to our energy monitor,
31.11.
New record.
New record.
Our old record from last week was close to 37.
Our monitor is correct. We should have reduced it by approximately 70%, which is pretty huge. We're really happy about that.
Seeing what was on, seeing what each appliance drew, actually. We found out what our TV was using, roughly 200 kilowatts, and we're just aware of it. I'm constantly unplugging it, turning lights off, making sure fans weren't left on, and it was amazing to see the results. Go all the way to the beginning, starting with 0. Week 1 was roughly 70 kilowatts, down to 56, down to 42, down to 37. Basically half right now for week 4, which is great.
So just being aware of it so young, I think it's going to be really good instilling in them these habits so early so that they're aware of it throughout their lifetime.
I don't have to nag the kids anymore. Don't have to tell them to save the polar bears. They're turning off their own lights, which is fantastic.
It's really good having the monitor here because it makes you aware of how much you're using. So ideally, I think everyone would have one of these in their houses hooked up to their smart meter, and they could see real time what's being used, and it's quite shocking.
For some, the challenge didn't just stop at their doorstep. They carried it to work and to the neighborhood.
Okay, so here we are at school, and I've tried to get everyone to participate in Earth Day by turning out lights.
Earth Day, I have spent the entire day in the office in the dark. So no lights on at all today. I have used a light, of course, to examine people or if we've needed extra light, but we've just used natural light all day.
To demonstrate for energy saving, the Millwards even organized a community walk on Earth Day. After 4 weeks, Zach checks in with the families for the last time.
So guys, how'd it go?
Oh, pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah?
We're doing our research still. We're researching, different quotes and how to go about doing the installation.
I think it's worth pointing out to both of you guys that, given this house and given the age of it, it's pretty typical, the conditions in it. So, not feeling too self-conscious about the lack of insulation and all the things that could be done about this house, but to look at it from the perspective that with a little bit of elbow grease and actually not that much money, you can make a dramatic change to the efficiency of this house and its ability to keep heat in.
With the hydro bill came a big reward for all the efforts.
So we're just taking a look at our bill from the last month and the results that we've gotten, and it is amazing. We're super shocked at what came up in terms of our BC Hydro. It came down more than half. So this is manageable. This is something we can maintain, and that's fantastic. And our Fortis gas came down a third as well because our heat is on gas. So the combined total of savings will be well over $100, I think. So that's very exciting.
The energy challenge inspired to think, change, and to talk about energy altogether. If everybody would join in, we could save a lot of energy and keep cash in our pockets that can be spent in more exciting ways.
At the end of the 30-day challenge, it was really difficult for the 5 judges to decide on the winner because every family did an amazing job and they all had a unique approach to the challenge.
The Millward family!
With the grand prize, the Millwards will receive even more energy-saving upgrades in their home.
I think it's been a phenomenal opportunity, and if anybody gets the chance to do it, I think absolutely do it. And for my children and the children's friends, it's just been the most incredible experience. They're all talking about it. They loved singing about it, and we're still getting feedback all the time about it. Every time kids come here, they've got something really relevant to talk about. It's pretty cool.
Saving energy helps the environment. Yeah, it really does. And I also like the environment. Oh yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah, it's basically nature. It is nature. Yeah. There will come a time, much sooner than we think. Suddenly we'll blink.
In this time there'll be nothing left to see.